Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. You know those topics that everyone seems to have heard of, but no one really knows much about? Well, that's what we're tackling today. We're going deep into the world of secret societies. That's right, we're diving headfirst into the mystery of the Illuminati.
Ah, the Illuminati. A name that whispers through history, fact and fiction tangled together. A real historical puzzle.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do today. Unravel that puzzle. Separate truth from myth. We're going to look at the Bavarian Illuminati, a secret society from the 1700s. Not the stuff of modern conspiracy theories, but the real deal. The historical group.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to learn that the Illuminati they hear about in those theories are based on a real group.
Yeah, were they really infiltrating the Freemasons? Or masterminding the French Revolution? What about all those modern-day theories? Let's uncover what really went down.
Let's start with the beginning, shall we?
Hmm.
It all began in 1776. Sound familiar? The same year as the American Declaration of Independence. But on May 1st, in Bavaria, a law professor named Adam Weishaupt founded a secret society.
A law professor. That's not who I picture when I think secret society founder.
Well, Weishaupt was a man of the Enlightenment, inspired by reason and individual liberty. He was disillusioned with the power of the Jesuits at his university in Ingolstadt, and he wanted to combat superstition and the control of religion over public life.
So kind of a rebel in the world of academia.
You could say that he saw a secret society as a way to spread his ideas, to promote a world guided by reason and knowledge. Initially, they called themselves the Bund der Perfectibilisten, the Covenant of Perfectibility, their symbol. The Owl of Minerva, a symbol of wisdom, appropriate, don't you think?
Very fitting. Covenant of Perfectibility. They definitely sound serious about their mission. So how did this group go from a handful of guys to, well, to whatever they became?
It started small, of course. Weishaupt and just 4 of his students. Secrecy was paramount. They even adopted aliases. Weishaupt himself went by Spartacus.
Spartacus. Now that's a name with some weight behind it. No wonder this group sparked so many dramatic tales.
It's certainly an evocative choice.
Yeah.
And their structure early on, it actually mirrored Freemasonry, a hierarchy of degrees. But their goals were different. They wanted to promote Enlightenment values, a just and equitable society. They were the Illuminati, the enlightened ones.
So we've got the system, the mission, the cool name.
Yeah.
But how did they grow? How did they gain influence?
Well, one key figure was Xavier von Zwack, an early recruit who helped the society expand beyond those initial students. Zwack brought in older members, people with connections and influence.
So Weishaupt had the vision and Zwack had the network.
Exactly. And here's where things get interesting. Weishaupt initially wasn't a fan of Freemasonry. He found it too expensive and not aligned with his ideas.
But that's where the whole infiltration idea comes in, right?
He had it.
Yeah.
Weishaupt decided to join a Masonic lodge, not because he believed in it, but to learn their secrets, maybe even use their structure to the Illuminati's advantage. They even established their own lodge in Munich in 1779, Theodore of the Good Counsel. Their plan: join, gain control, spread their influence from within.
Sneaky. I like it. But I'm guessing that wasn't as easy as it sounds.
You're right about that. And that's where another key figure enters the scene. Baron Adolf Nigg, a young, ambitious Freemason with grand ideas for reform.
Nig. Okay, tell me more about this guy.
Well, he was drawn to the Illuminati's focus on reason and social justice, and he believed Weishaupt's claims that there were these mysterious, most serene superiors guiding the order. Nigg's impact was huge. He revamped their structure, brought in more members, even recruited high-ranking Freemasons.
Wow, he sounds like a real game changer.
You could say that he created a 3-class system: the nursery for new recruits, Masonic grades, which incorporated existing Masonic degrees, and the mysteries, the highest level.
Things are getting complicated. Infiltrating lodges, ranking systems, what happens next?
Well, in 1782, a pivotal event took place: the Convent of Wilhelmsbad, a huge gathering of Freemasons debating the future of their order. The Illuminati saw this as their chance.
They were going to try and take over Freemasonry.
Maybe not take over, but they definitely wanted a more prominent position. They did manage to recruit some new members, but their attempt to transform Freemasonry from within ultimately failed.
And what about those internal tensions we talked about between Weishaupt and Nig?
They were simmering under the surface, Weishaupt, a man who liked control. And Nig with his more mystical approach. It was a clash of personalities and styles. But on top of that, remember, they were operating in a time of political and religious turmoil. Their activities started attracting unwanted attention.
Uh-oh, this can't be good.
It wasn't. Things were about to get a lot more complicated for our secret society friends. But that's a story for part 2 of our deep dive.
All right, so last time we left the Illuminati walking a tightrope. They were growing, gaining influence, but also facing those internal clashes and pressure from the outside world.
Exactly. Their success, in a way, was part of their undoing.
How so?
Well, despite all their secrecy, some members, especially in the lower ranks, couldn't resist bragging, about being part of the secret society, about their supposed power and influence.
Oh, so even in secret societies you have that problem. Loose lips, sinking ships.
It seems so. Some of them made some pretty bold claims, even criticizing the monarchy. Not exactly a smart move in those days.
Yeah, that's bound to attract some unwanted attention.
It did. And remember, this was a time of political and religious upheaval. The authorities were already suspicious of the Illuminati, especially their growing influence in government and legal circles.
I can see why those in power would be nervous about a secret group gaining influence, especially during a time of unrest.
Absolutely. And then, to make matters worse, there were these anti-religious pamphlets circulating in Bavaria.
How? So now the Illuminati are being blamed for spreading dangerous ideas.
Exactly. Many people pointed fingers at them, claiming they were behind these publications. It fueled anxieties about their supposed agenda.
So they became a scapegoat for societal anxieties. Always a dangerous position to be in.
You're telling me. And as if that wasn't enough, they had another problem. A rival secret society.
Wait, there were more secret societies running around.
Oh, yes.
This is getting good. Who are these rivals?
The Rosicrucians. Deeply entrenched in German Freemasonry, pro-monarchy, traditional religious views.
Basically the opposite of the Enlightenment ideals that the Illuminati were promoting.
Precisely. And the Rosicrucians weren't shy about their opposition. They launched a full-blown campaign against the Illuminati, accusing them of atheism, revolutionary plots, undermining Christianity, the whole works.
Wow, a secret society battle royale.
Hmm.
So now the Illuminati are facing threats from all sides, internal conflicts, external pressure, a rival secret society. Not a good situation to be in.
Not at all. And remember those tensions between Weishaupt and Nig we talked about? Well, things finally came to a head. In 1784, Nig left the order.
Wow, it's huge. Nig was instrumental in their growth. Could the Illuminati have survived without him?
It's hard to say, but losing their most effective recruiter and the architect of their system definitely weakened them. And the timing couldn't have been worse. They were already under intense scrutiny.
So what happened? How did it all come crashing down?
The final blow came from the Bavarian government. In 1785, facing pressure from the church and growing public anxiety, Charles Theodore, the Elector of Bavaria, issued an edict. All secret societies were banned, including the Illuminati.
So that was it. Game over.
Pretty much. Weishaupt fled Bavaria, and many members went into hiding or renounced their affiliations. The government seized all their documents, including their internal correspondence, and they later published them. The Illuminati secrets were exposed for the world to see.
What a dramatic end. But I have a feeling their story doesn't end there, does it? It feels like this is just the beginning of something bigger.
You are absolutely right. The story of the Bavarian Illuminati, the real historical group, might have ended there, but that's not where the story of the Illuminati as we know them today really begins. That comes next, with a couple of authors who picked up their story and amplified it.
Oh, this is getting interesting. Who were these authors? And how did they shape the Illuminati legacy as we know it today?
We'll dive into that in part 3 of our deep dive. These authors claim that the Illuminati didn't just survive. They were actually behind one of the most significant events in European history.
Hold on, I can't wait to hear this. We'll be right back with part 3 of our Illuminati deep dive. Okay, so we're back, and we left off with this cliffhanger. The Bavarian Illuminati gone but not forgotten. And these mysterious authors who claimed they were behind it all.
Right. Augustin Birol and John Robison, writing in the late 1790s, they picked up the story of the Illuminati, and, well, they ran with it.
So what did they say?
They claimed that the Illuminati hadn't actually been destroyed, that they were still out there operating in the shadows. And get this, they claimed the Illuminati were the masterminds behind the French Revolution.
The French Revolution. Wow. Talk about a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Blaming a disbanded German secret society for one of the most significant events in European history.
It was a bold claim. And their books, Birol's memoirs illustrating the history of Jacobinism and Robison's proofs of a conspiracy, they were hugely popular. They really cemented this image of the Illuminati as this dangerous, powerful force, secretly manipulating governments and institutions.
It's like they created the blueprint for all the Illuminati conspiracy theories we see today. taking a real historical group and turning them into this shadowy, all-powerful entity.
Exactly. Their writings helped establish a narrative that's persisted for centuries. The Illuminati pulling the strings, controlling the media, the financial system, even plotting world domination.
It's kind of mind-blowing. A group that existed for, what, a decade or so in 18th century Bavaria becomes this global symbol of shadowy power and conspiracy.
It really is. But it speaks to something deeper, I think. Our fascination with secret societies, with hidden agendas. The idea that things aren't always as they seem.
It's like, it's almost comforting in a weird way. It's
Yeah.
easier to believe in a secret cabal pulling the strings than to face the complexities of the real world.
I think there's something to that. The Illuminati become a convenient scapegoat, a way to explain away the things we don't understand.
Right. It's like, oh, something bad happened. Must be the Illuminati.
But there's also that element of thrill,
Right.
uncovering the secret truth, being in the know.
It's like a treasure hunt for the truth.
Exactly. The allure of forbidden knowledge, seeing through the veil of deception, it's captivating.
So what you're saying is this whole Illuminati phenomenon,
Yeah.
it actually taps into our innate human curiosity, our desire to make sense of the world.
I think that's a big part of it. We're pattern-seeking creatures. We want explanations, and sometimes those explanations lead us down some pretty interesting paths.
Down the rabbit hole, so to speak.
Exactly. So what do we do with all of this? How do we navigate this world of information and misinformation, especially when it comes to something as intriguing as the Illuminati?
Yeah, that's the big question. What have we learned from all this?
I think the key takeaway is critical thinking, questioning our assumptions, being wary of simple explanations for complex events.
Be skeptical. Look for evidence.
Exactly. Don't just accept things at face value. Dig a little deeper. Think for yourself. And remember, the truth is often more nuanced than we might think.
Well said. It seems the real treasure isn't some ancient secret knowledge or hidden power. It's the process of discovery itself, the exploring, the questioning, the never-ending search for understanding. That's the real legacy of the Illuminati. They've inspired us to think critically and never stop questioning the world around us.
And that's a good place to leave it. Keep those minds curious. Keep asking questions. And remember, the truth is out there. Just